Good morning, I'm Matt with Medina Minute. Today we're going to stop in 23 Public Square, known as Town Square Commons. Now this building has quite a bit of history in Medina. You know that we've had 2 fires in town, but this particular building was built in 1871 and was known as the Union Block. Some of the fun history is this was the original location of A.I. Root. Now Mr. Root started out as a jeweler, but then got into the bee industry and became a historic part of Medina. Today we're going to visit with some of the business owners inside and learn a little bit more about the history of Medina Square and what makes it tick. So this morning we're sitting down and talking with Tracy Rose. Good morning, Tracy. Good to see you again.
Good morning, Matt.
So you're obviously with Washington Properties, and Washington Properties is a huge part of the square. Tell me a little bit, if you could, how long has Washington Properties been in Medina?
In Medina?
Yeah.
I believe he began in about 1985 in Medina.
Okay. So that's a really long time. In Washington Properties, you have so many businesses and buildings around the square. How long have you been in town?
I have been here since '91.
Okay. What are some of the changes that you've seen? Certainly there's been ups and downs throughout the evolution of a town. What compare 1991 to 2018 on the Medina Square? What's different?
Gosh, I don't know if I really remember it back from 1991, but today, I mean, it's just vibrant. It's just, it's amazing, all the different retailers that are here and the activity that goes on, the amount of what you bring to the square with Main Street Medina. I mean, I think it's just a vibrant, exciting place to be. And I think that we have a great mix of retailers.
Okay.
And I don't believe there's any empty space on this square as far as retail. I mean, I know that we have people, I mean, this building is full, which is wonderful, and I believe that most of the retail is full, and they're doing well.
They are doing well.
It's good.
What brought you to Medina?
I was the executive director for the U.S. Department of Agriculture for 21 years.
Oh, okay.
And so I took a position here in Medina, and I actually had Medina and Cuyahoga County.
Okay.
So
what did you do as the Department of Agriculture?
We handled all of the federal programs.
All right.
Actually, we're the first contact with the farmers that would come in. We handled subsidy programs.
Okay.
We conservation programs, installed waterways, that type of stuff on the land. We also did grain loans, soybean, corn, everything.
A grain loan?
Yes, a loan. Yeah, where they would store it in their grain bins,
okay,
and then we would actually give them a loan until they were able to market that grain.
So in '91, I would imagine, just knowing a little bit about the history of town, we started out as a farming community. So have you seen in, 20-some years, have you seen the town grow from kind of a standalone farm town into more of a cosmopolitan area that we are today?
Well, obviously, I mean, when I came here, I think the Kmart was just being built,
Okay, the Super K.
The Super K, it was like the first
largest
one.
in the world or something.
Right, and there was nothing
here,
else
which is crazy.
out there. That's
the largest Kmart in the world, Medina, Ohio.
It was, and so, but everything else out there, it was still farmland out there. So, so that obviously has just
really changed.
Boomed, you know. But it's no different than over in Montrose. The only thing that was there was the Ford dealership.
That's true.
You know, and at that time, so things have really grown. Now I feel like I'm centered in the city, and I don't get out to the farmland that much. So it's hard to put a perspective on the difference between those two.
Sure.
Just because where I'm at now.
Yeah. Now you live in the city, correct?
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What are some of your favorite places on the square? I know that I see you and your family out at all the events. You guys come out and support everything. What are some of the fun places that you like to go?
Oh my goodness. I just took my family to Dan's Dogs.
Yeah?
And
Do you have a favorite dog?
Oh, the taco dog.
Taco dog, all right.
Yeah, that's the tops. Oh my gosh, there's so many stores that I love.
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard to pinpoint, but Raspberry and the Rose.
Okay.
I mean, she has everything price point for everyone, which
Sure.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, anyone can take their little child in there and, you know, purchase a dollar item, which
Sure.
I think that's great. I love her new store, the Nibbles.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, all the stores are unique. The popcorn store is wonderful. You need a quick gift to take, you know, my daughter's school.
Yeah.
You run and get popcorn, and you know, so.
Sophia, how old is she now?
She just turned 18.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. And she kind of grew up on the square with you guys.
She did. Yes.
Yeah. So is she in school now? Is she still?
She's a senior.
Okay.
So she's on the downslide.
Yeah. And then
So-
what's next for her?
She's headed to Atlanta.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So very great.
How was that? She's
We'll
moving
see.
on. Yeah.
We'll
Oh, that's
see.
cool.
Very excited for her. She's
That's
very
cool.
excited. So.
What is she like about the square? I mean, because it's been cute. I've known her, you know, from a distance for 10 years, and it's been fun to watch her grow up and be part of the community with you guys. What are some of her favorite places?
She loves Raspberry and the Rose.
Yeah.
She loves all the, you know, the concerts. I mean, we still come to the
Oh,
concerts, and we still come to every event, and she's always with us. And so I think that she enjoys. She brings her friends up for the events,
cool.
and you know, they come up. Courthouse Pizza. I mean, you know, that's another favorite now.
Big
they
hangout.
They go to Courthouse Pizza,
Yeah.
and
Now, Washington Properties has been huge in kind of revitalizing the square through investment in buying properties and restoring them. What's the history about that? I mean, how did Mike, your husband, have the vision to come in town and invest in this community as he's done in others? Tell me a little bit, if you could, about Washington Properties and its role in the community.
he has a passion for going into communities and revitalizing and bringing back to life, and trying to keep as much of the original architecture that he can in communities. And I believe when Ziegler's went out of business, I believe in 1992, I believe that, you know, that was a big hole for this community, as in other communities, when kind of the anchor store left a lot of the smaller communities. And he purchased the building soon after that.
Okay.
And we opened in 1993, so renovated and opened it back into this arcade in 93.
But he had the vision to buy this huge vacant building on the square, and now it's this amazing kind of mini mall. That's amazing, and really through the investment of Washington Properties, you and Mike have really helped like solidify this town and kind of keep it going. You know, what do you see in the future for Medina? What do you hope happens here?
I hope it continues to be as vibrant as it is today,
Yeah.
and that all the stores are successful. That's what I hope, is that each and every one of the merchants are successful, so that they can stay. Because I know that it becomes more and more difficult with, you know, the big box stores, and even though they're all unique, it takes something to draw people here and to keep people here. And I think that's where Main Street comes in. A lot of that is kind of that bridge and that connection in the community, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful relationship.
Well, thank you. We try. What, in your downtime, I know that, you know, Washington Properties, so you have a lot in Medina and Worcester and Orville still? Okay. You're busy. You're a busy woman. Do you get downtime? Like, how does Tracy Rose relax and come down? What's your hobby?
Walking the dog.
Yeah.
And just taking walks every night, and yard work.
Okay.
I like working in the yard. I find that relaxing, where some people don't like that at all, but yeah.
So you're a gardener?
If you want to call it that.
Okay, amateur gardener.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. So you like perennials, annuals? What's your thing? Rose gardens?
You know,
if it's green and flowers, you like it?
Yeah, more annuals. I've got some perennials.
Yeah.
But the deer eat up a lot, so we have lots of deer.
Absolutely. When you have visitors from out of town come to Medina, what's kind of your list of, you got to go here, you got to eat here, you got to see this?
You know, it just depends. It depends on, I guess, the mood. We like Times Square to take, you know, but I mean, all the restaurants are good. That's the thing.
Sure.
It just depends on what's going on. And
okay. What would you like to see on the square? What do we not have? That, like, when you walked out the front door of 23 Public Square, you're like, oh, we don't have that. What's missing from this town?
You know what? It would be nice to have, I guess maybe a women's boutique.
Okay.
I think those are very difficult. I mean, we've had different ones in the past.
Yeah.
And you know, but I think that's probably a hard one to make a go at it.
Sure. I think that's come up different times, and I think it is kind of hard because a lot of the spaces are like 1,000, 1,500 square feet, and it's hard to keep that stock and keep things rolling through. Mm-hmm. What do you love about this town? You've been here for a long time now. What is quintessential Medina to you? When you try to when you are meeting people or you're traveling, how do you explain this community?
I think it's a wonderful community. There's a lot of people that are engaged, a lot of people that are committed, and I think that really, there's a lot of synergy here. I mean, it's a great area. I mean, it's just beautiful. I talk about the square. I mean, the square is just wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other community that has the type of square that we have, and the activities that we have on the square. And I just think that it draws people,
okay.
And I just, there's so many people that just are passionate about the square area and are very committed and involved.
Why do you think that is? I mean, I agree with you, but it's always fascinating to me how passionate people are about Medina. It's like if it's green and there's an M and a B on it, people will show up like nobody's business. Why is that? What is it about this town that just draws people in?
I'm gonna guess it's the reputation that's been built throughout the years,
okay.
and I believe that, you know, I think that there are people that have put things, organizations in place as yourself,
yeah.
that continue to help it grow.
Okay.
And I think that's I honestly believe Main Street has been a huge part over the last 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
That has really helped this community grow and continue to grow, and people want to be here.
Okay. Are there any big plans coming up with Washington Properties? Any projects that you can tell us about, or anything going on?
Not at this time.
Not at this time?
Yeah,
okay.
Not at this time, but hopefully on the horizon.
Very cool. Very cool. How, I'm curious, we have Worcester, strong Main Street town. I think they've been a Main Street town for 30-some years. And we have Medina, and you own properties in both. So honestly, which one is your favorite, though?
Medina, hands down.
Totally didn't plant that answer. No. So I'm curious, how do you balance working in two different communities? Well, actually three with Oroville. How do you decide what to put where?
You know what? I think a lot of it is they're actually three completely different communities.
Yeah.
And I think that things just fall in place.
Okay.
I think that,
okay.
and and some of the, we have merchants that are here that are also down there.
Right.
So,
yeah.
and so that's very exciting when that takes place. J&K is, opening up, and they're extremely excited.
Sure.
And they've had pop-up shops, and, and they've been doing well. So that's exciting.
How do you find businesses, or do businesses come to you?
For the most, I think both.
Okay.
But, obviously we use social outlets and
yeah.
and everything, but I would say both.
So Tracy, big plans for the spring for you, Washington Properties?
You know what? Leasing is going well, so
yeah.
hopefully that just continues to have an uphill climb.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and learning more about you and Washington Properties. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting us, and we look forward to continuing the relationship with Main Street Medina
Well, thank you.
Being involved and keeping committed.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.